Dearly redheaded, we are choosing consciousness today to get through this thing called grief. Interesting word, grief. It means love, which makes for a mighty good joke. But I'm here to tell you, there's nothing else. Just joy. And if the big picture tends to bring you down, go crazy once your life goes. Woo!
Another week. Happy Thursday.
Hey, thanks. I can just start when I want to start.
Yeah.
And if I rock, doesn't matter because does it fuck up the...
No.
Hello?
It's okay.
Good morning. It is Thursday. May not be Thursday when this plays, but it's Thursday for us. Hey, Brian, how are you?
Hi, Joanne.
I thought today I'd like to recap about a couple things that I talked about last week that very often in the moment you may have gathered I cannot glean well when I'm trying to explain something. So I want to go back to, I was talking about my issue with joy. My calling is spare grief, insight, joy. I've come to realize that joy is more or less one of my biggest shadow issues. I'm joyous, but I learned to sedate joy, still sedate joy. Don't know how to handle it more than sometimes it's minutes, sometimes it's hours. My instinct is just to sedate it. And the other thing, when I did drink, I would need a couple drinks to feel joy. So there's that odd relationship with that I had with alcohol, that a couple drinks could make me take in the joy, or without alcohol, when I felt joy, I'd want to sedate it. So I hope that makes sense. It's just the two sides of the same coin. The other thing that struck me funny, and this probably only strikes me funny, but I was trying to bust your balls about the square root of 69.
Right.
And it occurred to me why that joke frustrates me. I think we came up with that you knew it had to be a multiple that ended with 1 or 9, because 9 times 9 and 1 times 1 both end in 1.
Sure.
81, 1. So I was thinking about it. The way my mind works is I know that 60 times 60 is 3,600 and 70 times 70 is 4,900. You starting to see where I'm going?
A little bit. So
I know right away that it's somewhere between 60 and 70. And because of the number 4,900 being closer to 4761, the square root of 69, I can deduce that it's 69. But you're telling me most people probably do not do that.
I'm not most people, so
okay, fair.
There might be.
But this is how I learned.
This joke is out there for somebody.
Yeah. God damn it.
And
yes,
when that person gets it, they're gonna fucking get it.
They're gonna get it. They're gonna understand the sapiosexual nature of this fucking joke.
Yeah.
Which is the fucking point of it.
Exactly.
But and again, sapiosexual being brain driven. Yeah. So. Yeah, if somebody knew the answer to that joke off the top of their head, that would turn me on, is the point. Okay, so I'm glad I shared that, but that's really how I think about numbers, and that's why I have this fluidity with numbers that I've always had, which is very different from formulaic math, which I had the joyous pleasure of switching schools many times growing up. And I was always in gifted programs, and sometimes they sucked, and sometimes they were great. And when I moved to Massachusetts, and I was in 9th grade, I was coming out of New York, and Massachusetts and New York did math differently. And they ended up putting me in, I think they put me in fucking, what the bottom line is they put me in Algebra 2 and I hadn't had Algebra 1. So it sucked. It sucked. But I just never chose to, I guess in my kid brain, I just thought it would eventually be over. It would eventually be over. And it ended up biting me through college when I had to take calculus for management decisions. Oy vey. Anyway, back to my recap. I also would like to talk about a couple experiences I had this week that really kind of give you insight into how I approach the world. I need to do some advertising for my financial practice, and I'm doing it with an agency that uses print and what do they call it? Online, digital ads. And the woman was very nice, and she asked me if I wanted to use AI to see how AI would present my business. And we did it for both my financial practice and for Natural Born Redhead. And I'll tell you, it blew my mind. Copilot she used. And I'm not afraid of it. I just, because I'm a writer, I'd never think I need those things. So it was really interesting to see how AI wrote my financial ads in particular. That impressed me. It impressed me the way she could put the input that I wanted reflected in the ad and what AI came up with. It actually inspired me to write my own ad based on being inspired by, I already said it, but I'm saying it again. Being inspired by the way AI wrote, then I had some ideas of my own. So that was neat. But the thing that was most cool about it was AI is like autism. It's like being autistic. It's deeply logical and it's literal, which is why I didn't like the ads as much for Natural Born Redhead. I saw where, creativity still matters, point of view still matters. And when it came to Natural Born Redhead, AI went for the low hanging fruit, like the redhead,
Sure.
collar match the cuffs type of thing.
Right.
Is that the joke? Collar matches the cuffs?
I think it's the carpet matches the drape.
That's what I meant.
I think we know what you meant.
Yeah. So anyway, not exactly. It didn't say carpet match the drapes, but it went south, so to speak. No pun intended. Yes, it was. So nonetheless, it was a really cool experience. I subsequently wrote an ad that I when it's finalized, I'll share it. But I wrote an ad that I challenge people to determine whether AI wrote it or I wrote it. If you see the humor in that. The other thing I wanted to tell you is I am having an issue with a Fisher cat. Now, I've fought coyotes. I have fought off bear. I have never fought off a Fisher cat. This thing is stalking my dogs. And I don't know if you've ever heard one.
They're terrifying.
Oh, my
Those sounds.
God.
Ugh.
This is what I wake up to. And also during the day, it's coming by. And
It's like a woman screaming lost in the woods.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, or a child.
If you don't know what that is, go look that up. It's terrifying.
Yes, I was going to imitate it, but,
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'll pass. Unless you want to grab my tits. Anyway. So anyway, it's horrible. And I'll take the coyote and the bear, quite frankly. They scare more easy. But shit, now I lost my train of thought about it. But today,
You're fighting the Fisher cats.
So this morning, I got it back. This thing was within 50 feet, 100 feet of my house, and I went out and there is a part of my personality where I will take that thing by the throat and do everything I have to do to defend my dogs. And as soon as it is, because I used a deep voice and it, you can hear it screaming, dissipating, going further into the woods, which just adds to the humor aspect of this. But once it's like into the woods, then I start to worry about it. Is it okay? Is it going to be, does it, am I impinging upon its, rights? And oh my God, what I do to myself when it comes to empathy, it's like fucking ridiculous. So, but no, I'd fucking kill it in about 2 seconds if I had to, before I worry about, its children. I also attended a car show. I have a Porsche. I was asked to participate to benefit proceeds to benefit an animal shelter. So I said, what the hell, I'll do it. But I never have my car in pristine condition. So I get up, I fucking go to the car wash, take that high-powered thing and loosen all what needs to be loosened, and then I go to a different car wash to have it touchless cleaned. So I loosen the dirt, do the touchless cleaning, have the car looking, looks good. It doesn't look phenomenal. And I go to the car wash. Now, no, I go to the car show. Oy. So it was at a school. And apparently, I missed the big tent that said registration as you pull into the school. This is typical of me. I can't explain it. I'll never be able to explain it. But I wasn't looking for it, didn't see it, drove around to where the car is parked. And they asked me if I had my registration form. I said, where was that? They're like, the big tent by the basketball court when you drove in. I said, oh, I missed it. I apologize. So the woman said, don't worry about it. When you park, just tell them. So I parked the car, and I realize I'm obtuse. People who drive Porsches can be viewed as pricks. So I'm like the prick that didn't pay in the Porsche in the parking lot. So the director walks up to me, and he's mad. He's mad that I somehow, in his mind, intentionally blew off registration. And I get the giggles because I know exactly what happened. I know what I fucking did. I've been in this head a long time. So anyway, he said, there is a fee you have to pay. You can't just show the car. And I'm like, I just fucking spent 45 minutes watching this fucking thing for dogs and cats. Like, do not bust my balls over this entrance fee. So I give him the money. Life moves on. I park. It's 400 degrees. And I look around, I got the only foreign car there. This does not occur to me about Pennsylvania. 700 Corvettes, one Porsche.
A lot of the car shows are like that. The old cars, or just guys that buy brand new Corvettes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but usually a lot of American made. I won't say only American made, but there's a lot.
I can't say with certainty because I don't know that much about cars.
Neither do I, but when you see them,
But I'm willing to bet I was one of the only foreign cars
Sure.
there. So long story short, nobody really talked to me. It was me with my skin burning off. I did it for 2 hours for the dogs and cats, and I left. So
we'll have to find you the Porsche Club of Northeast Pennsylvania or something. There's got to be one.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
There is.
There's gotta be one.
I love the one in New York, and it's really not that far away. But it was the 4th of July weekend. I was looking for something to do. In my head, it sounded more fun, and then I went out to eat. Which brings me to my next observation about doing this podcast. I think I've alluded to, which is tied to the joy thing, a little self-sabotage. This is very hard, not just because of being on the spectrum, having limited capacity, and being very introverted. It's just really hard to use my voice. There is so much guilt and shame, and I don't turn to alcohol. I can't use THC. I think I've shared I have psychedelic episodes, and I don't even want to be around that. So I just, and I'm not overeating. But I just, you know, the way I stay in control is I just stay within a calorie limit. But if that means a big motherfucking calzone, and it's hard. And I know we all do it. I know we all have our things. And it's hard when you've had some spiritual awakening and you don't do substance. And I've turned away from caffeine and sugar. Sugar is not tough, but it remains the thing that still will sedate my brain in the event I need it to be sedated. So I am enjoying this tremendously, but I want to remind folks that I lost my mom and best friend just over a year ago. And and the first year was okay. The second year is tougher. And the woman's with me all the time. You know, but it just I watch myself on the podcast, and I just am still carrying grief, and I just want to own up to it. The timing couldn't be more right to do this, to talk about Fisher Cats and fucking car shows, but you know, I miss her. And if it makes sense, she was like, I didn't faze my mother. And it's strange when you lose the one person you didn't faze. She was also, I think I've told you, on the spectrum, and never diagnosed, but I'm here to tell you she was on the fucking spectrum. It just, if love means never having to explain yourself, that's what we had. And she and my dad were soulmates when we lost him in 1982. And she just told me, you're my second favorite. Like, and to be somebody's second favorite, and have what we had is just really a testament to who she was. And Brian, that was gross. Sometimes I forget this is video.
Okay.
I don't know why I had to look, but hey, you know. And Brian, I want to say something you did, which is also going to make me cry. When I came to Conversion Works, when I taped before, I had a roadcaster with my mom's. Mom and I did it where she said some of her one-liners so I could use them after she was gone. And as of March on the roadcaster, I had them, but something with what I did between that time that I accessed those and came to Conversion Works, they got lost. And I joked with the owner of Conversion Works, if they're lost, tell me from a foreign fucking country, because it was going to break my heart. And he called me to tell me they're gone. And I really respected that, because it just, you know, after going through what I've been through, sometimes the little things matter the most. So anyway, Brian watched the podcast I did with my mother months before she left the earth, and he says he really enjoyed it. You can concur, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
That's it? Can you tell that she was? Can you tell everybody how wonderful she was?
It was fantastic. It took me 2 hours to get through a 36-minute episode, I think.
Oh man,
pulling those sounds out because I
didn't even give you credit yet.
I was cackling. Well, that's okay.
He just said what he did.
Yeah, credit where credit's due, right?
Well, he pulled 19 sound bites out of the podcast for me so that I can use them.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one last week that I was able to listen to, because I wanted to be able to tape and not cry, was Is It Time for a Drink?
That was probably one of my favorite ones,
Time for
amongst others. There's a lot. I have them all on here.
Yeah. So when I start to integrate her, which I will do after the podcast with her is launched, I'll start to utilize those. But I got to go easy because I can still and do and will cry at the drop of a hat over her. Some nice things that have come out of it is I'm very estranged from my family on purpose. But I have reached out to a couple people in recent weeks to see if we can have a little something. I'm very, very, well, I don't have a lot of fear surrounding it. I just, I tend to, I can justify a double homicide, so I have to be very careful with people because I understand them better than they understand themselves because I hold the mirror and I'm really trying to, like, I got my feet on the floor, like in the rug right now. Just, I'm trying to have that same ability towards myself. Really, really paying attention of late to what I missed out on as a result of the way I lived my life. And I started out very, 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 very intuitive, but I had no idea. I didn't know. It was derailed in my childhood and really didn't start. It was about a year ago. I think I shared 10 years of C-PTSD work, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Prince Harry, who also has C-PTSD or PTSD, likes it. What does he say? Post-traumatic stress injury. He prefers injury at the end, as would I if I were queen. But it's something that even though I worked on it for 10 years, I still didn't have the information that I needed, that I didn't get until basically I was 54, and I had and again, I'm going to repeat myself, so get over it. Like, I have a very dissociative brain, been dissociating since I was a child, and a lot of us do, and that's the point in me talking about it. I had a 5-day dissociative episode when I was 54 after I lost my mom, and it was kind of classic C-PTSD, but the people around me, I scared the people around me, so they, what's the word? They pathologized it, but I sort of knew what had happened once I was in a position to know what happened. Next week, I have to look up her name. I've mentioned her before. I'm going to be speaking with Lucia, who has a hyphenated last name that I'm never going to remember, but let me share it in case you want to look her up. I'm stalling. Where the hell is it? Oh, it would be in front of me. It would be in front of me.
Notes.
Yeah, I fucking notes.
Yeah.
They suck.
I agree.
Oh, and my sign fell over. Well, fuck it. Lucia Diveste, Divieste, Severtson. So you can see why it didn't stay in the old brain. Severtson. She's one of the women behind the Brave Women's Project out of Denver, Colorado. Women using their voices. We're very, very, very aligned when it comes to covert abuse, and she's going to be on my podcast next week talking about her story. She is a therapist. I am not. And the only difference between us is I focus on men and women. You can't in my case, work with men all my life, and the pain is equal. It's just different. And, I am a woman, so I have empathy to my own story, but I realize we all have a story. And I really look forward to that because she's going to have her chance to talk. And once I've taped all our tapings with her, we're on number 5. We probably have 4 to go. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I will then put them up on Natural Born Redhead, and then you'll have a more of a idea of my background, and that's by design. I'd rather not. I allude to it here. You'll get more information when I publish those, and then the book I'm writing will be where I divulge the most, because when I write, it's I don't write like a typical writer. I'm kind of like follow the bouncing ball, but I can synthesize well. So I may take you to Fiji, but I bring you back to JFK, if you know what I mean. How we doing on time? I can't tell.
I wasn't going to stop you. We're at 25 minutes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you were rolling.
Yeah, I like that. I like that pace. I'm starting to worry less about what I fucking say.
I like that we have a time check that's just kind of ingrained in the episode instead of me giving you stupid fingers over here. Makes it fun.
You could probably I could learn sign language and I still wouldn't look at you. Because
I'm not your average producer. It's okay. I don't care. Do it my way.
I'm sorry.
It works.
And I'm sorry for my nose running like a sieve. My mother would have said that. What the fuck is a sieve? But anyway.
Thank you for listening and supporting Natural Born Redhead. If you follow the bouncing balls, please like and subscribe. If you know someone interested in sparing others grief and inciting joy, message me on Facebook or reach out via my website, Natural Born Redhead. J-Ma.